Cheers. Salud. Here's to you. Just went to the market. I'm still amazed. That's maybe $14. And that's enough to, with a little meat, or if they had tofu with a protein source, beans. I have some beans I made. That's going to last 4 days for $14. I just love the freshness. I guess I'm an old man. I'm retired, and what we need to be special. We're special. We need a special life. Your life needs to be special, and whether that's going meeting friends for coffee in the morning, or if you're younger and with children, being with your children, or if you love playing basketball or playing the flute, whatever it is, painting, drawing. You need a special life. It's this long. We think it, sometimes we're really bored, and I'm sorry, that's part of it. But this is a rare occurrence called living as a human being. It's rare. We are rare. And we need to recognize that, affirm that, appreciate that. And good food, I'm thinking about calling this demanding. We need to demand good food, water, housing, safety, enough money to pay for your utilities. I'm not saying a fantastic life with all these riches and gigantic houses. I'm not saying that. Actually, that's working against what we need. We need to help everybody, and everybody with good water, good food, not just bullshit food that you can get for free from the government. That's always, high salt, high fat. I've worked with the homeless. I know what they get. High fat, high salt, high sugar, almost nothing fresh, the worst food. And a lot of the conservatives, so-called conservatives and right wing, like to say, hey, getting all this for free and doing nothing. You're giving them bullshit. You're giving them shit and acting like you're helping your fellow man. You're not. You're acting like you're helping the least of mine, like Matthew 25:35 says. How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me. That's, if you believe in the Bible, that's your God saying, how you treat these people that are most in need is how you're treating God. I think that's a good teaching. Loving each other. The best teaching, right? Love yourself and love each other. Love the planet. Respect everything, everyone. Be humble. Servant in a way, including serving yourself. Like I said, you need to be happy. You deserve to be happy. I guess I'm glad my parents raised me frugal, so I'd rather save money than spending, instead of buying the most expensive thing. I know that's wrong or worthless compared to something down here, but fresh food, and then make it yourself. Going out to restaurants, I've worked in restaurants, a lot of them, but they're more expensive, not as fresh. Yes, they create jobs and we need them, but we need them to be affordable too. With our people, I'm sure, are cutting back on stuff like that because what's happening is buying power is going down because our income isn't going up, but all these costs are, including energy. partly because of global climate change and the destruction that does on energy sources and infrastructure, as well as corporations and the biggest investors are looking for a profit. Hey man, we only made 10% last year. I want 15. That's going to come out of somebody's pocket, yours and mine. But I think a revolution is happening across the world where people are, in a way, desperate. Maybe most revolutions come out of desperation. That's what happened here 250 years ago. Being bullied by King George III and Parliament. But whatever comes out of this, hopefully it's a better society all over the world where we understand greed or material wealth, personal wealth is not the goal. If that's the goal, you're going to create a bunch of greedy people, and a few are going to get to the top because they're cunning, maybe smart, good lawyers, lobbyists, politicians, judges. They're going to corrupt this system, which has happened all over the world, a corrupted system. But it's because of greed. I want more. And it's usually money, but it could be power too, I'm sure. I don't know as much about power. I've never had that kind of power. I've had some, my dad was a stockbroker. I've had some stocks. I've got that, I've seen that fever. I hate that. It's at 15. It was at 13. It's gone up 2. Maybe they say to invest here because this is, you get this fever. Money, 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 money. It's a fever. It's a sickness. And it can infect all of us, contaminate. It's definitely contaminated our society, our culture. A lot of our culture, this art, whatever art is all about what the corporations want to promote and the rich people want, and what's what they allow, what's allowable. What can you say? Well, you can't say this stuff. Like Bernie Sanders said, you can't really talk about concentrated wealth. They're not going to interview. They're not going to ask me those questions. Yeah, he's smart. Bernie Sanders is smart, and thankfully he's smart and humane and compassionate. There's a lot of smart people, but they take advantage of the system and other people. Dishonorable. Dishonorable. One of the worst words in the English language. But you deserve. Everybody deserves good, fresh food. Water that's drinkable and not going to make you sick, which we take for granted. A sewer system that's going to take our waste products and treat them accordingly and not pollute things. We should be better at having less waste from all the plastic that we act like we're going to recycle, but plastic is inside of our bodies and all over the ocean. And we don't want to admit these things that are bad habits. We have these bad habits we have to get away from. And one of our bad habits was enriching the few and not really caring about the working people. But we're slowly starting to see, hey, that's a bad habit. That's been a bad thing that we've done for years and years and years and not thought about, hey, I can't afford to live. Or if I do, it's just barely like this and I can save nothing and there's no way I can buy a house or an apartment, which is probably more realistic for the future, is buying apartments like a lot of the world, which can still be a good life, a very good life. We just need to be realistic. Real. What can we afford as a society? Not me. What can I get? Me. That's how we got to this place. That's why so many people are desperate. And you've got a lot of people at the top that really don't give a shit. You're going to take away food from people because of this government shutdown? You're going to work hard to make sure they don't get this food? Food. Not good food. Just sustenance. Shitty food, but it's better than starving. Heart, 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 heart. We need a better heart. As citizens, I'm not saying we're bad people, but if you're a good person but a bad citizen, I'm not sure if you can, I think it was the Greeks that said that. If you're not a good citizen, you can't really be a good person. If you're voting to take away food from people that are hungry, that's close to evil, and you can say, well, that sounds evil to me. How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me. I like a lot of Jesus' teachings. I don't have to be a Christian to appreciate a lot of what he said, or the ideas. He was probably told that by his uncle or his grandma or something. Sell all your things and give the money to the poor. How about that one? How about that one? I'll say it again. Sell all your things and give the money to the poor. That's in the Bible. And we don't have to go that far. Wow. That's some deep, illuminated compassion that most of us will never get to, including me. But the idea of living simply and being very concerned, as well as voting, to help those with the least of mine, those struggling. Nobody should have to struggle for food, housing, safety. What's wrong with us? There's something wrong with us. It's 2025. Everybody could have food, housing, safety. But we haven't moved that direction. We've moved in a much worse direction. Personal gain. So we've destroyed the idea of community. Yeah. What's wrong with us? And not just us, for thousands of years. But now it's on our shoulders. And global climate change, chaos, catastrophe, glaciers melting, the sea currents slowing, maybe stopping. Unbelievable what that may do. But it is believable, the record heat, drought, fire, record warm oceans, dead coral reefs, superstorms, all that's real. Flooding, super rain, all this is real, and this is happening. So the idea that America didn't even go to the climate change conference in Brazil, we committed a crime against humanity, a crime against Earth, a crime against life. We committed a crime. We didn't get together with these other people saying, how do we deal with this? As good citizens, world citizens. So maybe that's one of the things that's going on in this whole, there's a lot of parts to life on Earth right now. For all of us, let's grow up, be real, be good-hearted, face the challenges together. It's the only way. It's the only way as a community, but broad scale, global climate change, burning fossil fuels, methane. We can fix these problems, but not if we're greedy and selfish and self-centered and bad citizens. We can't solve these problems. But I have faith we're moving toward a better light, a better way, a better human being. And yeah, it's not our fault. A lot of this has come down on us. Global climate change. My dad never had to deal with that. He didn't understand. No, that wasn't part of his life. It's part of my life. And I want to honor my life, this life, my parents' life. Be honorable. That's my word. I think loving is part of that. Loving each other. My brothers, my sisters, my earth.